Can you be possessed? Can the devil inhabit your physical body, forcing you to do his will? Perhaps even the person sitting next to you is possessed. To find out, I strongly suggest a journey into the occult, into the House of Exorcism. A new motion picture of such delicate and unusual subject matter that we cannot show scenes from the picture in this coming attraction announcement. In the House of Exorcism, there lies a beautiful girl, her physical body bound in a state of helplessness, her spiritual body no longer her own. You've heard and read about it, now see it. The motion picture of such demonic magnitude that all others pale by comparison. So get a good grip on your popcorn. And oh yes, do not come alone, because we cannot guarantee that you can stomach what you'll see. But we do know that you have never seen any motion picture like the House of Exorcism. And it is for this reason that we must issue this urgent warning. The management of this theater cannot be responsible for persons who faint or go berserk while viewing the House of Exorcism. It's coming to this theater soon. Admission is restricted, naturally. And remember, possession is 9/10 of the law.
It's alive. It's alive. It's alive.
There's no color to match theater color. It's the greatest. Watch our newspaper ads, and when you see this emblem, that movie will be seen in beautiful theater color. It's the best, and in lifelike size.
We are living in the most spectacular, difficult, and dangerous period in history. In search of knowledge, we have probed the depths of nature, never before explored. We have challenged the sky and sent great engines thrusting far into space. Amazing feats. Our sacrifices have been many, our discoveries constant, and our questions unending. The courage to see through these troubled times to a bright future comes from deep religious faith. For in our faith lies our strength, the backbone of our nation. Seek it, know it, nurture your faith. Keep it strong, practice it. The right to worship is a precious American privilege. Keep religion in American life. Worship this week.
Montgomery. Boy, every Christmas it's the same thing. Crowds, shopping, lugging the presents home. I love it. And I'm having the same problem this year I had last year and the year before. Deciding what to buy for my family and friends. Well, I've discovered something that helped me and just might help you this holiday season. This is the gift. A U.S. savings bond, guaranteed to please. And you know something? It's a successful present, never goes out of date. Here's a gift that truly keeps on giving, pays interest to make it grow every year. Even more than that, it's an investment in freedom. I might even give one to myself. Merry Christmas, everybody.
This is Harry Hambone and his pet anteater Schnoz. They love each other. Harry does some marvelous impersonations. And this is his impression of the American Cancer Society, which, as everybody knows, is leading the fight against cancer. Anyone can join the fight with a checkup and a check. Today, 1 out of 2 cases could be cured when cancer is detected early and treated promptly. That's why regular checkups are so important. And the check you send helps support the Society's programs of research, education, and service. Yes, Harry does marvelous impersonations. But the nicest thing about him is he fights cancer with a checkup and a check to the American Cancer Society. Why don't you?
Seen these signs hundreds of times, and we know automatically what they mean. Here's a name sign. In this case, it's a sign that means me. And I'm here to introduce you to a brand new sign, one I hope you'll grow to understand. It's the new seal of the Motion Picture Association. This seal is part of the self-regulation of the Motion Picture Association. It means that the film displaying the seal is within the creative boundaries of reason and good judgment, and that the theater showing this film supports the code. Occasionally, not often, you will see pictures wearing this sign. They will be pictures dealing with adult themes, and the sign is for the information of parents, so they'll know they must decide for themselves whether they want their children to see these particular films. So watch for this seal. It is both the promise and the symbol of a responsible motion picture industry.
Karakum, direct from Hollywood, presents for the first time on any stage, anywhere, alive will come to seek the warm blood he needs to keep himself alive. Don't treat... see blood-curdling sadistic surgery. Someone's head will be cut off with a butcher knife and thrown to the audience. Don't lose your head. Do you believe that the out-of-space monster who died, yet alive, will come to seek the warm blood he needs to keep himself alive? Don't treat this lightly. How are you fixed for blood? The dead will return from graves. Ghosts and skeletons will fly above you, and some may sit by your side and plant cold, damp kisses upon your cheek. Do you believe that a lady from the audience will be hypnotized and float in midair above you? Wait and see. Do you believe the brain of any volunteer from the audience will be pierced with 15 knives and yet he'll live? Wait and see. Or why not try it yourself? Or are you brave enough? Here is the greatest show of its kind on the Earth, or out of space for that matter. Don't come alone. You may need help. Help! Help!
Stand by. Interference from Planet 13.
Come in. Come in. To mortuary of 18 living nightmares.
Where Carl Coon of Hollywood presents
Horror.
for the first time on stage, The Fourth Dimension.
Can it be true that any volunteer will be decapitated with a meat cleaver?
See it, hear it, and actually feel it.
Unbelievable but true. 13, 14, 15 knives will be driven through the head of any unsuspecting person.
If there is anyone left after the crawling thing from Planet 13 creeps over the audience seeking fresh human blood.
Look out for the monsters, skeletons, and other creatures flying above you, running after you to rip your flesh apart.
Carl Coon, the master of horror, has more delicate acts.
Lady Godiva on a white horse, drifting in midair.
For those who will embarrass easily, blindfolds will be furnished free with peeking hold.
In case you pass out during this triple horror science mystery show, that's tough.
Pleasant nightmares, friends.
evening. As you can see, I'm dressed for a funeral, but not mine, yours. For you see, I've already been dead for such a very, very long time. But I've come back to bring you news of the most gruesome twosome ever produced, the crawling thing and the creature of evil. Watch, listen, shudder, die with fright. It's a psychedelic nightmare. So tune in, turn on, and drop dead. Well, I must be going now, but you'll be back. I know you'll be back, because grave curiosity won't permit you to miss these two ghoulish, cruelish features, the crawling thing and the creature of evil, produced in Hollywood by maniacs.
Charming castle-like atmosphere. Enjoy the largest and most varied salad bar in town. All-you-can-eat dinners include a beer-owned salad, hot bread from our bakery, and baked potatoes. Dino's serves only the finest USDA top sirloin to its guests. And be sure to drop by for our businessmen's lunch, set at one low price. There's room inside for large parties. Banquet rooms are available, and you'll like our friendly personal service. Remember, $3.49 for all the steak, or $1.79 for all the spaghetti you can eat at Dino's. 31st and Classen, plenty of free parking. Be treated like a king, but at a price you can afford at Dino's. For your boat, animal mortality, or a complete family life insurance plan tailored to your needs, Cecil Bland, an independent agent, works for your needs best. Remember, for personalized insurance of all kinds at the most reasonable rate, Cecil Bland is the man to talk to. That's Bland Insurance for all your insurance needs. News from Cox Motors, Tulsa's only exclusive Chrysler Plymouth dealer. Seeing the sights of Tulsa includes stopping by Cox Motor Company at 2233 East 11th for a real eye-catching view of a new or used Chrysler or Plymouth. Here you'll find that just right car for you. And Cox Motor Company backs every buy with Golden Rule service, provided by a staff of trained mechanics. So take some of that Tulsa pride and tour your city often, but be sure to include Cox Motors Chrysler Plymouth in your plans when it's a good, dependable car deal you want. Remember, Bill Cox says, I want to sell you a car. We're at 11th and Lewis. Come see us soon for the best car buy.
Ladies and gentlemen, not so very long ago, the pictures you've just seen were considered great motion picture entertainment. But as progress would have it, today's movies come out looking like this. Yes, indeed, there's been progress. And we've also made progress at our industry's Will Roger Memorial Hospital. You know, we in the entertainment world have been running this hospital in the Adirondacks for 40 years. We're working on all the diseases that hinder man's breathing. Emphysema, lung cancer, tuberculosis. And don't you think for a minute that tuberculosis is licked. It still attacks millions of people each year. Now Will Rogers has advanced to help you too, through research and teaching in diseases that hinder man's breathing. Our country's medical schools send outstanding students to Will Rogers Teaching Institute for summer seminars and laboratory training. They work side by side with senior scientists on practical pulmonary projects. Our scientists are working night and day in the O'Donnell Research Laboratories at Will Rogers. As a result, thousands of people who are not in our industry, people like yourselves, may be helped and healed. Will Rogers scientists have developed an anti-tuberculosis vaccine which is now completing a 3-year field test in epidemic areas of the world. Conclusions may be drawn in a matter of months now, and we may see the beginning of the end of tuberculosis in the world. We in the industry have put in our own money, lots of it, during all those 40 years, but we need help now for our bigger job, the job of working for the public's better health. And we ask you, we urge you to help us now for your own selves and for those you love to stop suffering and to save lives. You will help, won't you? Please be generous when volunteers pass the collection box to this audience. You'll breathe easier in the knowledge that you've helped others who can hardly breathe at all. Thank you very much.
Motion Picture Advertising invites you to patronize the fine business establishments identified on this screen. They have been carefully selected for their reliability in providing the best in the products they sell, the accommodations they offer, and the services they render. Just tell them MPA sent you.
add to your enjoyment of the movies, we offer cold, refreshing, full-flavored drinks, choice popcorn, freshly popped, crisp and tasty, and richly coated, taste-filled candy bars that are sure to please you. Yes, there are many good things here for your pleasure. Enjoy them. To make your movie enjoyment complete, we present crunchy, appetizing popcorn, freshly popped and seasoned. Delicious, nourishing candy bars. Enjoy the good things we have provided. They are here for your pleasure.
Hi, I'm Eddie Fisher. I like to count the many blessings we as Americans enjoy. All too often, we just take them for granted. Good schools, for example, with their doors open wide to every girl and boy. Schools are among the blessings we should be sure to count. We all know how important it is to have the chance to go to school. But how often we take the schools for granted, forget that they need our interest and help, forget that if they're to be good schools, we have to do something about it. Do you invest enough of your time and money in good schools? It's the best investment you can make. It's your investment in America. Visit your schools this week. Cooperate with them every week of the year. I'm sure you'll be glad you did. So long.
A fatherless boy needs your help. Contact your local Big Brothers of America office and give a boy a second chance.
Visit our snack bar before the feature begins. Visit our snack bar. You have time. Visit our snack bar now for a fresh assortment of Cracker Jacks, mixed specialties, and delicious candies. Or popping fresh popcorn, salty and delicious, in the right size for you as you like it. Refresh yourself with a cold, icy, sparkling soft drink. We have all of your favorite flavors. Visit our snack bar now.
Here are 6 safety hints to keep in mind whenever you drive. Fasten your seatbelts before you start. Check your brakes. Make sure your brake lights, turn signals, and headlights are working properly. Maintain 1 car interval for each 10 miles of speed. Avoid panic stops. Drive within the posted speed limits.
Your picture will start in 1 minute. We are pleased to be able to bring you this fine entertainment, and we hope that you will enjoy it. We also hope that you've had the opportunity to visit our snack bar. And remember, after the movie, be especially careful on your way home.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Now to pause and refresh. For your convenience, we have an attractive refreshment stand in the lobby with buttered popcorn, golden good and hot from the popper, your favorite candies, wholesome and rich with a flavor treat for every taste, ice cream and other good things to eat, plus delicious Coca-Cola. So bright and bracing with the tang and tingle unmatched by any other beverage. Enjoy ice-cold Coca-Cola at our refreshment stand right now.
Just step right into the greatest show on earth. In the center ring, our top attraction, your money's worth. Come see the dancing elephants, the biggest thing on wheels. Ah, the little boy's first circus. I wonder how it feels. With wonder does this magic land fill his whitened eyes. Look now, there the zebras. This show's a real surprise. The polar bears arrive on cue. On bikes they sally forth. They're mighty cool, but then it's true. They're from the frozen north. And now the clowns will stop the show with your most kind permission. A rocket blast so you will know it's time for intermission.
Nine minutes to go to showtime.
I'm sorry, sir. This is a private mountain.
But I only wanted it.
This mountain is reserved for patrons of drive-in theaters.
But
it's a supply depot for all sorts of good things, which people can get at the snack bar, like soft drinks, hot dogs, good hot coffee, candy bars of all kinds, delicious popcorn, and refreshing ice cream treats.
But I am a patron of this drive-in.
Well, why didn't you say so? Be our guest.
8 minutes to go to showtime. It's time to stretch and fetch. See what's cooking at our refreshment counter. You'll find your favorite foods and beverages, plus many new goodies to tempt your appetite and add to your evening's pleasure. Everything's the finest quality. So treat yourself now. How about a pizza? None better anywhere. Sizzling hamburgers grilled to your taste. Try a terrific hot barbecue sandwich. Crispy hot fresh French fries. Seven minutes to go to showtime.
Ach, hello there. Give the demonstration of my new invention, the goodies machine. Special for patrons of this drive-in, the machine turns out delicious hot doggies one after the other. And thirst-quenching sodas also. Gives popcorn of the most tasty kind, plain unbuttered. Candy too, crunchy and dandy. Steaming hot coffee and ice cream too. These goodies are at a snack bar just waiting for you.
Minutes to go to showtime. We've a large assortment of freshly made sandwiches. Mouth-watering chili dillies. Sparkling soft drinks. Popcorn rich with hot melted butter. Steamed or grilled hot dogs. All kinds of candy. Five minutes to go.
As everyone knows, rainbows usually have a treasure at the end. Let's follow this one and see if we can find the pot of gold.
There, and I suppose you've come to claim me treasure.
Well, we'd like to see the gold first.
Faith in there's better than gold in here, me lad. No, just look here, no.
Candy, refreshing soft drinks, popcorn, ice cream, piping hot coffee, delicious hot dogs. Well, that's some treasure, but anyone can buy luscious treats like these at the snack bar of their drive-in theater.
You don't tell me. Do you suppose you could get me a job as a snack bar attendant?
Minutes to go to showtime. It's intermission. Rise and stretch time. Time to refresh yourself and visit our snack bar. Got a yen for hot popcorn? Your favorite soft drinks are sparkling cold. The juicy Frank sizzling hot. There's delicious coffee, freshly brewed, and all kinds of ice cream and candy to tempt you. Showtime will be announced loud and clear to get you back to your car in time. So stretch your legs. Come to the snack bar now.
crowds are thinning out at the snack bar, folks, and there are still 3 minutes till showtime. You can easily make it for something that'll just hit the spot. How about it? Don't waste a second of refreshment time. You'll find such an appetizing assortment of refreshments at the snack bar, you won't be able to decide what to ask for first. All of your snack bar favorites are there, including fresh peanuts, hot popcorn, and candy of all kinds. And believe us, you've never eaten better hot dogs, crisper French fries, or more delicious buttered popcorn. Minutes to go to the snack bar for a quick refresher before showtime. No crowds to buck, just go get it. You'll be sorry you missed your chance to enjoy some of the many tempting goodies waiting for you. Stretch your legs now while the stretching's good. There's still time to get a mouth-watering hot dog, a sparkling ice-cold soda, assorted flavors of ice cream, all kinds of candy, the most delicious steaming hot coffee you ever drank, and freshly popped popcorn piping hot. Make a beeline for the snack bar right now to quench your thirst. One minute left to top off the evening with a treat from our snack bar. Still time if you hurry. Last call for refreshments, folks. Go right this second to get something good to eat and drink to enjoy now or during the rest of the show. The finest quality ingredients are in the fixins of the delicious foods you'll find waiting to tempt your appetite at the snack bar. Extra special good hamburgers, wonderful donuts, ice-cold thirst-quenching drinks. Pizza generously sliced, steaming hot, fresh coffee, ice cream in many flavors.
captain of the good ship Pleasure, come join my crew in search of a treasure. The treasure has been sighted from the old crow's nest. Be prepared to find what you like best. There's candy for you of quality fine. In fact, an assortment that is so divine. The soda pop is cold, just name your brand. The ice cream is delicious and it's right at hand. If it's popcorn you want, well, take my cue. We have the very finest in the world for you. Just steer a course straight up the aisle. We'll have an intermission for a little while.
It's party time. Time for spectacles and celebrations. Time for gifts and special treats. And everybody gets into the act because Santa takes his job very seriously indeed. Many of his friends can't write letters to him, but none of them will be forgotten in this joyful season of peace and goodwill to all of God's creatures. Now it's time to turn over a new leaf and bid a hearty welcome to 1975. May it be a good year for one and all.
Come to order, pay attention just once. We have a lesson to teach to the dunce. Is the candy good conviction?
Yeah, the tasty, it's perfection.
Have we got a good selection?
We invite your close inspection.
Is the ice cream not delicious? Healthful, tasty, unnutritious. Is the popcorn crisp and healthful?
Yeah, and it is sure a mouthful.
Is the soda cold and fizzy?
Vitamins keep the bubbles busy.
Ah, that's good. The lesson is learned. The trip to the sweet spot you have earned. Now is time for intermission.
Treat yourself to some nutrition.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next attraction.
There are candy bars galore in a lobby candy store, just in case you want a taste of something sweet.
Our popcorn is nutritious. You will find it delicious.
Most anything that you would care to eat. Cooling drinks that are so grand, simply name your favorite brand. Or some ice cream so good and helpful too. If you feel you need nutrition, now's the time, it's intermission. Step right up, we have the very best for you. This little girl, their mother and father too. They all have an urge, and oh, what an urge for something to munch and chew. Now these are just swell, and this rings the bell. The popcorn is crispy and hot. Then others again have a terrible yen for a drink, then hits the spot. Go, go, go. If you want candy, the lobby is handy. A counter with sweets and a crew. With your kind permission, we'll have intermission. We're ready to serve all of you.
They're ready, folks.
For refreshment that is great.
If it's early or it's late,
It's Orange Crush,
Orange Crush, the drink that's extra good.
fresh fruit flavor.
That's for me, it tastes better.
Naturally, Orange Crush, get some right away.
Visit our refreshment stand right away for delicious Orange Crush and all kinds of good things to eat.
What is it? Hey, why it's Buttercup Pop popcorn. Add some butter to hot popcorn. Mix it up, wrap it up, Buttercup is born.
It's delicious.
So nutritious.
It's a taste delight. It's so munchy.
Crisp and crunchy.
You'll enjoy each bite.
Eat butter-drenched Buttercup popcorn at its best.
Served in a king-size cup.
It beats all the rest.
Delicious food, eat some every day. Oh, we ride in the rodeo, roping steers and busting broncos, and we haven't had a bite to eat since dawn. We are hungry and we're dragging, but here comes the old junk wagon with the bills that we long for. Bring her on!
Now, I'm the U.S. Marshal. To soft drinks, I am partial.
And this popcorn's good.
My gosh, I say it be. Me like 'em, lick 'em, ice cream, and this ice cream, very nice cream.
You buy 'em.
And you try 'em.
And you see. Now it's time for intermission, so let's all hit the trail and gather around the sweet bar where these goodies are on sale.
And now, intermission.
It's...
refreshment. Refreshment. For your enjoyment, there's hot, fresh popcorn, tempting, delicious hot dogs, and so many kinds of ice cream. And of course, sparkling, delicious, ice-cold Coca-Cola for everybody at the refreshment counter now. Remember, your favorite snack will taste especially good with world-famous ice-cold Coca-Cola.
See what I get from the refreshment counter. Oh, boy, popcorn and hot dogs and ice cream and, oh, boy, sparkling ice-cold Coca-Cola. Oh, boy, that tastes good. Have you been to the refreshment counter?
Beware.
Most of you undoubtedly watched Bert Stern's TV special, Twiggy, in New York. However, while you were watching Twiggy, guess what Twiggy was doing? Twiggy was at the movies, watching Casino Royale.
You've been a good boy?
Yes, Santa, a very good boy.
Well, I've a hunch you'll get that present. Now, tell Santa what you want.
I want to get married.
You will, you will. The heart of a child is a wonderful thing, worth more than all the presents in the world. But presents are good things. They symbolize our good feeling for each other. And I hope that among your presents, you'll find the things you'll cherish from the ones you love. To Mother with love. To Dad with love. To Junior with love. To my best girl with love. Merry Christmas with love. You see, the present is merely the symbol. It is being together, being kind, respecting one's friends and neighbors. That's the true spirit of Christmas. And I hope that spirit is reflected in the hearts of everyone in this audience. Merry Christmas.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've been asked to speak to you briefly on behalf of the American Red Cross. I welcome the opportunity to be of help to an organization which so greatly helped all service personnel during the war. I don't think I need remind you of the wonderful record of the American Red Cross, nor the fact that it was your generous contributions which made this record possible. I'm sure all of us realize that, though the shooting's over, the work of the American Red Cross must be carried on. It still needs and deserves every dollar that you can spare for this work. Around the world, wherever there's suffering or hardship, the Red Cross is a symbol of hope.
It's with the children, the innocent victims of war. Hungry children without homes, crippled by war or sickness. It's giving thousands of them milk and clothing and medicine. It's with our troops overseas, the boys who have the job of making the peace stick. It's running service clubs that supply needed recreation. It's listening to and helping them with personal problems. It's in our Army and Navy hospitals, here and overseas, making life brighter for our sick and wounded. It's a big job. So big that the American Red Cross is asking for $100 million this year.
Partners, and welcome to the Roy Rogers Riders Club. Trigger, say hello to the boys and girls, will you? That's it. Well, buckaroos, it's sure swell getting a chance to be here with you at our club meeting, and I can't think of a nicer way to start things off than with the cowboy's prayer. Oh, Lord, I reckon I'm not much just by myself. I fail to do a lot of things I ought to do. But, Lord, when trails are steep and passes high, help me to ride it straight the whole way through. And in the falling dusk, I get the final call. I do not care how many flowers they send. Above all else, the happiest trail would be for you to say to me, "Let's ride, my friend." Amen. You know, boys and girls, the real purpose of the Riders Club is for all of us to get together and become better acquainted. Help each other. Especially help prevent any and all kinds of accidents. Do that for me, will you? You know, the best Roy Rogers riders are the ones who live up to the rules on the back of your membership card. Well, sir, right now, Trigger and I have got a few things to take care of in Hollywood, so we're going to turn this meeting over to the ranch foreman of our club, the manager of this theater. I'll be looking for you at our meeting next week, so be sure to be here. And until then, from Trigger and me, goodbye, good luck, and may the good Lord take a liking to you. See you next week.
A youngster well worth fighting for. His name is written on the battle flags of a brave new world. And that name is the year, 1945, the year of final victory. Toot that whistle, blow that horn, throw your hat in the air. But when you get it back, taste this inside it. It won't be over here until Johnny comes marching home sweet home for peace. And total war gives way to total peace.
This is Christmas 1945, a Yuletide of Thanksgiving the world will long remember. For the first time in many years, there is once more peace on earth, goodwill toward men.
Hello.
Oh.
Hello.
We're taking time off between shots to do our Christmas wrapping.
The important thing is that we're using Christmas seals on everything we're sending out.
You see, the point is, every time you put a Christmas seal on a package, you're buying a present of good health for someone all through the year.
For 40 years, people have been buying Christmas seals, and in that time, over 4 million lives have been saved from tuberculosis.
This is how they look this year. Pretty, aren't they? Decorative. These seals are coming to you right now in the mail. When you get them, send a check and make it a generous one. Make this a Merry Christmas for people who really need your help.
And make it a Happy New Year for those who need your help.
Make it a lot of Happy New Years. Will you please?
Well, bye. I mean, bye.
Somewhere in this world is one of our boys. Battle lines separate him from your loving hand. Whole continents lie between you and him. The Red Cross is his link with the warmth and shelter of home. If you could see, as I have, these Red Cross workers helping him, then you could understand exactly why I am talking to you. I know the terrors, loneliness, and hunger that war brings to prisoners, who without the messages delivered by the Red Cross would never hear from home. I watched the miracle of the blood donor service and saw with my own eyes a dying soldier on the battlefield brought back to life. Every minute, every second. Now, at this very moment, some soldier's life is being saved. In just a moment, this theater is going to take up a collection. I know you will want to give, and with God's help and yours, we can keep the Red Cross out there with the boys. They will need 5 times the funds ever asked for in peacetime. And we must give again, and again, and again. And I know you will not fail them.
Give. Please give.
Thank you.
I guess I made it. I see. Here's my check to the Tuberculosis Association. Yeah. Got a Christmas seal on every letter. Look at old Santa Claus smiling up at you from those Christmas seals. Kind of like he's saying, here, mister, here's a present for you. And he's right, you know. Christmas seals stand for good health. And good health is the greatest gift a man can have. The dollars that you and I sent to the Tuberculosis Association for Christmas seals help pay for chest x-ray campaigns, medical research, and services to patients. These dollars are also spent on education so that you and I will know how to protect our loved ones by finding and stopping this preventable disease in time. Folks, these Christmas seals do a big job. We've made a lot of progress, but there's a long, long road ahead. Nearly 500,000 Americans have TB, and we got to wipe it out. So buy yourself a share of good health. Mail in your Christmas seal check right away. And use these seals on all your Christmas mail. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not an appeal, it's a suggestion, because you don't have to appeal to the American people to lend support to our soldiers and sailors and Marines and airmen. Therefore, let me merely suggest that you make a contribution to the Army and Navy emergency relief. This fund provides care for those who are left behind, the wives and mothers and children of our own American men who are busy fighting the Japs and the Germans on the 7 seas and the 5 continents. Every cent that you give will help those in need. A soldier or a sailor will fight better when he knows that his dear ones at home have a place to turn to in the pinches. The proceeds of this campaign go to all branches of our fighting force: the Army, the Navy, the Marine Corps, and the Coast Guard. I hope you won't mind this interruption of the show while a speedy collection is made. Give what you can. The boys in all branches of the service will thank you.
And remember, get more out of life. Go out to a movie.
first part of our program. In a few moments, we'll continue on and present those very important and vital medical sequences, the pictures that you've been hearing and reading so very much about. Tonight, you're going to see something perhaps you never even dreamed was possible to produce for the American screen. You're going to see the actual birth of babies, both natural childbirth, cesarean section, and then the actual birth of twins. And we do trust that you will receive these in the manner in which we present them. That is, as educational and instructive motion pictures. But it is a little bit bold, and a lot of people actually pass out while viewing it. If you're going to pass out, or you feel like you're going to pass out, why please send someone into the snack bar so they can come to your aid as quickly as possible. But we feel that you'll feel the way thousands of others do. That is, it would benefit this or any other city or community if they had the opportunity to witness what you folks are about to. Now, you folks that read my articles in Reader's Digest, and you folks that see me on the Johnny Carson Show, already know the two subjects that I've been noted for all my life have been juvenile delinquents and sexual relations between husband and wife. However, this evening, I hope you will forgive me. I'm going to skip over the juvenile delinquents and go right into the sex. As far as juvenile delinquents go, I think in most cases we've already found out it should be called parental delinquents. I say you just can't blame a girl for making a mistake if she just doesn't know. Each week, thousands and thousands of teenage girls between the ages of 12 and 16 enter into so-called sexual delinquency. And each year, hundreds of thousands of babies are born right here in the United States to mothers out of wedlock. Many of these babies will never know or see their own father, and some of them will never know or see their own mother. You know, society brands these little babies, they call them bastards. Well, I say no thinking person can blame a helpless little baby for being born. But you can blame the parents of the boy and girl that brought that baby into the world for not telling their children the proper things at the proper times. They tell them, you'll find out about that when you get married. Well then, my friends, it's too late. These young people today are going to find the answers to their questions one way or another. And if not in your home, then in the alleys and in the back streets and in the back seats. And it's just that simple. You know, there's nothing so important to the intelligent person as the sexual side of life. But last year, right here in the United States, we had over 5 million divorces because of sexual ignorance. It's nothing new. It happens every year. 10 million people meet, fall in love, get married, and then get a divorce, usually because of sexual ignorance. And I'm sorry to say, in most cases, it's the fault of the man. I think most of us already know that too many men enter marriage with a big wise guy attitude. They're big shots, they're big deals, they know it all, and nobody's going to tell them anything. Well, the wise guy goes about sex worse than an animal. He does something without realizing it. He builds a hatred, a revulsion in his wife for the sexual act. It usually leads to frustration and nervous prostration on her part. And this marriage usually ends in divorce because of sexual incapability and ignorance. It's already been proven, my friends, 83% of women today dread the sexual act because of the way their husbands go about it. And I think you know that it's already been proven there's no such thing as a frigid wife, just clumsy men. But in a minority of the cases, it's the fault of the girl. But we usually can't blame her. It usually traces back to her parents, who more than likely told her that the word sex itself was a sin. It's vulgar, it's obscene, and it's nasty, and it's not to be discussed. She'll find out about that when she gets married. Well, once again, my friends, then it's too late, because that marriage ends in divorce because of ignorance. You know, it was a wonderful Greek philosopher years ago who once said, "It's not how much you know, it's how much you can learn after you think you know it all that really counts." And I know that you're very anxious to see those remaining medical sequences, and we're going to present them in a few moments. But in the few moments remaining, I would like to call your attention to the 2 books that are edited and distributed by the sponsors of this program. Now, you folks that read my articles and you folks that have seen me on the Carson Show already know that for a number of years when they asked me to make this film, I turned them down. And for one reason, I've always been against publications on the subject of sex. Now, not because they're dirty or obscene or anything of the kind, but because they all had one mistake. Each and every one of them was written in those long $24 medical terms. You had to be a college graduate, and in some cases even that wasn't enough. You had to be a qualified doctor to understand. So the average person never had a chance because he didn't know what he was reading. So I asked the sponsors if they couldn't rectify this mistake and make it simple and plain, easy to understand for any person that could read and understand its daily newspaper and realize the intelligence of sexual information to read and understand these important articles. So I think they did a very intelligent thing. They called on 20 leading authorities and asked each one of them to write an article particular to his field of endeavor or learning. And then they passed them on to a newspaper writer. And he boiled down all those big words and put it into plain, simple, street corner language so that anyone could read and understand these very important articles. Now, when you receive your set of books, take the man's book and turn to a few highlight chapters that we want everyone to know about. One of the most important chapters is the one that tells what to do on your wedding night. You'd be surprised how many young fellows are sitting there saying to themselves, they're nudging their buddy and saying, well, I know what I'm going to do. Well, I just hope that they do the right thing, because this chapter doesn't tell you men what to do. It tells you what not to do. 6 of the most common mistakes made every day by the average man, and they'll continue making them throughout their life without even knowing that any one of them can wreck a marriage, build a revulsion and a hatred in his wife for the sexual act. You know, there's no reason in the world why the wife shouldn't enjoy sex just as well as her husband does, instead of only believing it's just a wifely duty. All through the man's book, you'll find that there are chapters for the ladies to read also. And one of these chapters is the chapter that tells how to keep your wife happy. 99 out of 100 men, I'm sorry to say, don't even know that every woman placed on this earth by the good Lord, our wonderful Creator, was created 8 times harder to arouse to passion and reach a climax than the man. That's nothing to be ashamed of. It happens to be Mother Nature's way of working, and it's about time we found it out. Now, this chapter points out, indicates, and describes the 8 different erotic zones of passion that were placed on every female's body for her husband's use for happy and satisfactory marital relations. You know, I've skipped over some important chapters on venereal diseases, syphilis, gonorrhea, and the like, masturbation, how it can be cured, how it can be detected. One of the most important chapters is on male menopause. And once again, you'd be surprised to know that 99 out of 100 men don't even know that the man goes through the change of life just the same as women do. And those of you who read my last article in Reader's Digest know I'm very proud of this particular chapter, because you know the men who are prepared for menopause find something out that's very amazing. They live longer, happier, and healthier lives, and they outlive the women the way it was meant to be. And now I'd like to discuss what I consider to be the most important chapter of all. And that's the one that's very little thought of by most men. It's on loss of manhood. Many times when I speak around the country to male classes and auditoriums and classrooms, I find that many times the young fellas down front kind of slump down in their seats, and I've actually heard them say, this isn't for me, it's for the old geezers. Well, let me tell you men this, it's for the young man as well as the old man, because it's been proven, my friends, that 73% of all cases of loss of manhood occurs by or before the age of 30. And most men are so ashamed of this condition that when they feel themselves slipping, they fail to seek medical attention. When in 9 cases out of every 10, if they did, they could have their virility and manhood restored for many, many years to come. So I think it's a very important chapter for every man to know and read and understand, and I think the ladies should read and understand about it too. As I said a moment ago, the 2 books are each different from the other. Each volume containing 37 actual pictures, drawings, photographs, and illustrations. There are some illustrations and, frankly, some chapters that we just do not discuss to a mixed audience. And now, if you'll turn to the ladies' book, you'll see that here, once again, there are very important chapters for the men to read. Very important chapters that tell what to do on your wedding night. And chapters past that one, what your husband expects of you all through your marriage. And one of the most important chapters, ladies, is how to answer your children when they ask about sex. This particular chapter contains the questions and the answers that most young people will ask. I guarantee you that nowhere between the covers of these books will you be told to tell them that they were selected from the pages of a Sears and Roebuck catalog or found under a cabbage leaf or something of the like. There are also important chapters on menopause, sterility, female diseases, combined with how to keep yourself clean. And there are important chapters, ladies, also on abortion, hysterectomy, conception, birth, and a very interesting and important chapter about pregnancy outside the womb. And now, ladies, I'm going to turn to the chapter that everyone waits to hear about. It's called Control of Conception. Now, those of you who regularly read my articles know that I usually do not advocate birth control. It usually means the use of buttons, suppositories, strong douches, and in some cases even harsh acids. These gimmicks, or whatever you care to call them, usually tend to do one thing. That's harm, hurt, and eventually ruin the delicate female membrane and organs. What I'm talking about is nature's method. It's quite simple. It's a method every woman knows about, or certainly should know more about. It's very simple. When a woman reaches the age of puberty, the ovaries will release an ovum or female seed. This ovum or seed passes through the oviducts or fallopian tubes toward the uterus. This is commonly known as the ovulation period. Now, it is during the ovulation period that a woman is fertile, can conceive, and have a baby. At all other times during her menstrual month, she is sterile. So any woman that can add 2 and 2 and read a calendar can figure her own ovulation period. That's all there is to it. And ladies, to make it a little easier, they've even placed a chart right here in this particular chapter so that every woman will be able to keep track of her own sterile and fertile days. I think that I've explained everything to you folks tonight to the best of my ability, and I'd like to say something about our books. Every place the program plays, the management receives hundreds of phone calls and telegrams and letters daily from bookstores all over the country, actually begging and pleading with the management for permission to sell these books to you, the public. The sponsors of this program will not allow them to do it because I think you know just as well as we do what would happen. They'd put them in fancy hard covers, all right, and put fancy gold type on them and make them look real pretty. And then they'd charge you, the public, $5, $10, or $20 a piece for them. And they'd get it. And the people who buy them would be well satisfied. And we don't blame them because one chapter is worth 10 times that. But that's exactly why the sponsors of this program will not allow them to sell these books to you, the public, because of the outrageous prices they would charge. They have made it possible to secure these books right here in this theater at the cost price of printing, binding, shipping, and handling. I guarantee it isn't any $5, $10, or $20. It's a price within the reach of everyone. And that price is $2 per copy. Now, if you folks would like to have the man's book or the lady's book, or better yet, the full set of both, and I have something to tell you about that in just a moment. But all we ask you to do, if you'd like to receive them in the privacy of your car, is turn your parking lights on now. If you'd like to receive them in the snack bar, we will also have a supply of them there. But if you feel you cannot leave your car, turn your parking lights on until an attendant comes to your car and you will be served there. I know that everyone needs and wants a set of both books. I also know that everyone is completely aware of the ridiculous rise in prices today. There are some days that to buy groceries or a tank of gas seems as though it might require a bank loan to pay for it. The sponsors are also well aware of this price increase, but through publishing in large quantities, they are able to secure a savings. They have authorized me to pass this savings on to you. For those of you who would like the set of both the male and the female books, you may have them both for the cost price of $3 and save yourself a dollar bill. And we have something for you that's absolutely free. In my travels, I've had thousands of questions about birth control, so the sponsors have gone to a great amount of trouble and printed a special little booklet that gives names, brands, and dosages of pills on the market, the birth control shot, the new pill for men only, the morning after pill, so forth and so on. Now, we're allotted 200 to give away each evening, and we're going to do it the same way as with the books, put it on a first-come, first-served basis. So in other words, the first 200 folks that get the set of both books will have included with it absolutely free this wonderful little booklet, Questions and Answers About Birth Control. And please, we must restrict the sale of books to one set per person. Everyone is interested in the books, I know, but there are always a few who are not quite sure. Well, if you'd like to read these books and it wouldn't cost you 1 red cent, I'll tell you how you can do it. You take a set of these books home tonight and read them through from cover to cover. And I don't care if it takes 2 hours, 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, or 2 years. If you're not completely satisfied that you've received your value, if they're not worth much more and have more than I told you tonight, you send them back to the publisher. And the day he receives your books in the mail, your dollars will be back on their way to you. That's the condition under which you buy them. I don't think anything could be fairer than that. So for you folks who would like to receive your set, turn your parking lights on now and leave them on even after the picture starts until you have been served. Or come to the snack bar to get your set. Now, if you have your money out and hold it in your hand, the attendants will be able to serve you faster and better. So remember, come to the snack bar or turn your parking lights on now to get your complete set. And now we pause for this brief intermission.
The management of this drive-in theater is happy to announce you can enjoy your favorite form of movie entertainment regardless of rain. No longer will it be necessary to let rain spoil your fun. Now you can keep your windshield clear and dry with a drizzle guard. Simply attach it to your windshield, and in a jiffy you're enjoying the movie without constantly running your windshield wipers. A drizzle guard will save you gasoline and wear and tear on your battery. After the show is over, all you do is take off your drizzle guard, roll it up, and it's ready to be used again, just like an umbrella. So next time it rains, don't sizzle in a drizzle. Get yourself a drizzle guard and enjoy the show. Drizzle guards are on sale now at the concession center.